So this is taking a video too?
Yep.
We are getting sophisticated here, aren't we? All right. Where were we? Bubby was selling sandwiches to the workers at 6 in the morning. And she worked all the time.
And she ran a dry goods store? What does that mean, dry goods?
Vegetables in cans, maybe fresh vegetables.
It's a little grocery store.
Yeah, a little grocery store.
And then you said that Nate and Rini were set up together, but you don't know by who. Oh, so you were saying that Nate got attacked for being Jewish when he was a kid and would tell you stories about this?
Yes.
Was this in...
When he was playing football, there was a game at Revere, which was still is a pretty rough, tough town. And he played for Cambridge Rindge and Latin. And he was a star. He was all-state, if you're familiar with that, to make all-state.
And he was the only Jew in an Irish neighborhood.
Yeah, they were primarily Irish. And he was a star. He could influence the outcome of the game. He was that good. In those days, you went both ways, offense and defense. You didn't come out. And he was a tackle both ways. He was big and talented. He was 6'2". He was offered scholarships to play in football in college, and he played some semi-pro.
Really?
He was very good. Anyway, they were playing at Revere, and it was a very charged game. Nate was really destroying the other team offensively. I mean, he was making too many tackles, and really good tackles, and they started to yell in the stands, "Kill the Jew. Kill the Jew." And it ended in a riot, and they went into, they stopped the game and got back into the school bus that they had come in.
Was he the only Jew there?
Yeah. If you look at the picture of the football team, there's Casey, O'Rourke, O'Neill, McCormick. They're all Irish.
This is around what year now?
25.
And how many siblings did he have?
He had 3 sisters, I think.
And so one of those was Martha?
Yeah, Martha was the one that most came in and influenced our lives. We had the closest contact with Aunt Martha. And my mother didn't get along with Aunt Martha at all. And Aunt Martha was the butt of many jokes.
For her frugality.
For her personality in general.
Which was what?
Well, I'm not quite sure, but it wasn't like us. She was very critical. She was single. She got married, and the guy died a few months after. And she was very healthy, very fit. Used to go to the gym all the time.
Really?
Lived to a ripe old age, very sturdy.
I didn't know that women went to the gym back then.
They had exercises and stuff. She kept in shape. She was short. She had an apartment in a nice area in Brookline.
Where did she make money or have money?
She worked her whole life probably something like the head person in the office or something. Office manager or something like that. I'm not sure.
She never had kids.
No.
Who were the other two siblings?
Aunt Betty, hardly any contact there.
Uh-huh.
And who else was there? Maybe that was it. Jane would know. Uncle Bill had a strong influence for me and was very much in touch with our family.
That's Reenie's brother?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
During one of his divorces, he slept in my bedroom.
Uh-huh.
In fact, I slept on a cot, and he slept in my bed, I think.
Yeah, my mom mentioned he lived with you guys for a few months or something.
Yeah, and I was pretty close to him. I used to go when I was very young and work with him in this flower store in Newton Center.
Uh-huh.
He was very successful, extremely successful, in a very wealthy town. And he was like the black sheep of the family. He was married 3 times. He used to like to get really drunk. He loved women. Shop dresser, knew how to throw money around.
Uh-huh.
And a good athlete. He boxed and he played soccer.
And his daughter is Jan?
Yes.
Was that his only child?
Yes.
Are you close to Jan now?
No.
How Jewish were all these people? Like, how observant?
I think Nate and Renee were the most. But, it was their own brand of observance.
Nate wanted a kosher house?
Well, it's not really kosher.
Uh-huh.
I mean, his version of kosher. He got his meat from a kosher butcher. But
so I'm always fascinated by what exactly Nate did. Because he was a jobber.
he sold everything. He had Nate. First of all, comes from in those days you built your business around your community where you grow up, especially if you're an athlete and you're well known and you have a lot of friends. He had like people like Tip O'Neill he grew up with in the street corner, and all the guys that became the politicians that ran Cambridge and Boston, but Cambridge was where he was from. He got a reasonable amount of publicity in the newspapers. And he started at a very early age, and I guess that was the way he did it, working for these politicians, really working for them. You donate your time.
Like on their campaigns?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and
why
delivering votes, it's how you win. And then you'd have all this power.
He couldn't become a politician himself because he was Jewish?
No, not for that reason. He, more than once people tried to get him to run. But with Renee, no way.
What?
She isn't a politician's wife. The wife has to go around and make personal appearances, and my mother was having all sorts of problems regulating her Valium. She was a nut job. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but
she wasn't
ready. She wasn't ready for a close-up. Let's just say.
So when she was older, I know she was diagnosed bipolar and put on lithium. Yeah. Oh, when she was growing up, was she using Valium and other stuff too?
No, growing up, no. No one used any of that shit then.
She was just anxious and OCD and the plastic covered
I don't
furniture.
really know, but I know that by the time she became our mother, it was tough for her to take. She had a tough time.
How was your relationship with her?
Close, good. You know, I love my mother. Felt really close and good with my father. We had a very nice family. Very humorous, funny family. All four of us could easily laugh at anything.
So then Jeff went from getting votes for his politician friends to getting stuff for people in the neighborhood, like a jobber. He could get you a suit from Alvin, or
he had friends that had stores,
Yeah.
jewelry stores, furniture stores, clothing stores, dinette stores, bedroom stores, jewelry. It was a big markup because it was a blind item. And then he also used to
What does that mean, a blind item?
You can't tell what the price is.
Right.
And then eventually he started to very cautiously loan out money and charge exorbitant rates of interest.
And he would also, my mom always spins it that he could get you stuff even if you didn't have the money to pay for it, like he was a saint. But obviously then he would collect high interest rates on his installment plan.
Come on, yeah. He had more business than he could handle. He had to turn away a lot of customers.
So how inside the law was all this?
Well, he never reported his real income. Is for sure.
Is it legal to charge those interest rates?
Oh, he certainly never, he always hid the fact that he was loaning money. You need a license for that. To do it legally. Sure.
You said once that his office was like he would go to a diner and use the payphone, and that was his office?
Well, that was his, when he took a break, it was there. When he'd meet someone, he'd meet them at the diner.
What diner?
Bob's Diner. Bob had 7 sons. And we used to get a lot of our food from the diner. You know, like homemade apple pie. It was good food. Apple pie. I used to love to eat there. I'd get a hamburger with mashed potatoes and gravy.
Was this in Dorchester?
Cambridge. Yeah.
And Jeff, Nate liked to keep his wealth in like coins and stuff, right? It wasn't all in the bank.
It was, Jane would know more about that. But he had
She said he had coins buried in the sand by the...
in the sand?
In the sand, like around the boiler in the basement.
Oh, yeah, downstairs. No, he had quite a few, I don't know how much, but quite a few in coins. He got interested in coins through a friend of his, Bill Belinsky, who had a jewelry shop in Telton Coins. And old gold, he liked.
Old gold.
Antique gold. He had a good eye for antiques. He appreciated it, especially gold. He had some really nice Chinese gold jewelry, heavy. And diamonds, you know.
Now, if he was lending money, but he wasn't licensed to do it, I would assume sometimes there would be an issue when someone wouldn't be paying back. What would happen then?
He'd handle it the best way he could. Let's say someone dies. Well, you lose your money.
Yeah.
But he was very careful. He would loan money to, like, my dentist.
He wasn't going and breaking any legs?
Never. Ever.
You would go collect for him sometimes, right?
Many times.
Was that like a technique to send a cute little kid to do it?
No. No, but who likes to climb 3 flights of stairs? He used to complain about his knees, I can imagine.
So then I know.
And you go up and you get $5, $10, $20.
This one time there was a shooting that was in the paper.
Yeah, well, see, he had to carry around a lot of cash.
Uh-huh.
One of the attractions is Nate would get there on payday. Friday was very busy for him.
Uh-huh.
Busiest day of the week. And he'd be cashing all the checks. And he'd take it right out then and there before they drank it.
Uh-huh.
These are all blue-collar people.
He would cash the checks for them?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
In many instances.
So then someone tried to rob him once. That was where the gun came in. Did he have a gun?
He didn't have a gun. He had a billy club.
Uh-huh. That he kept in the trunk or something?
Right on the side of the front seat.
Uh-huh.
He drove. Just pull it right out.
Did
It's
you
like
ever
a
see
police
him?
billy club.
Did you ever see him have to do that?
No.
So what was the story behind this
He
gun?
was very intimidating physically. He was 6'2". He was very big. He was in shape. He looked like a wrestler. I mean, like a professional.
I saw some newspaper article once about this gun. I don't remember where I saw it. Like some kids tried to rob him or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, he carried around maybe a couple $1,000.
And did someone get shot during this incident?
I think a bullet missed him or something. Lucky for us, because he was a good bread earner. Those are the days when we had insurance and all this shit. Did you lose any trees in the storm?
No. You?
Yeah.
You did?
Oh, big.
It hit the house?
Hit the office a little.
Oh, sorry.
It's more the chickens.
What happened to the chickens?
Chicken soup.
Oh.
No.
Are they okay?
They're fine, but they can't come out because you know that Matthew and Thomas made $2,000 in the last 2 days
No.
with the chainsaw. Yeah. Going around.
Really?
Cutting. Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah. $2,000.
It's amazing.
It is amazing.
They got a little of that Nate hustle, huh?
Well, they know how to make a buck.
So while Nate was out hustling, Renee was home raising the kids.
Yeah, but she'd make calls on Thursdays and Friday nights.
What kind of calls?
Collect money.
Renee would do that too?
Oh, yeah. On the weekend, on Thursday and Friday.
And then when I grew up, everyone always made fun of how bad her cooking was. Was her cooking pretty
No,
bad?
it wasn't bad at all. It was fine.
Uh-huh.
It was fine. She gave her best effort. She had some great dishes. Her spaghetti and meatballs were always left you with a wonderful feeling.
Uh-huh.
She made, on Sunday, always a capon. Nice chicken with roast potatoes and everything.
So
She made an extraordinary cheesecake.
Uh-huh. Do you remember growing up in her mom's house?
Yes.
Didn't you say there was once some famous singer group who rented
Yeah,
out the
3
church?
sisters.
Do you remember who they were?
The something sisters.
So was there a whole rotating group of tenants up there?
I don't have any memory really of the sisters. I just knew that they had lived there. But stuff. But
So you've told me some stories. You told me a story that once Nate took you, I think it was to a hockey game, or to learn hockey, and he left you there like to fend for yourself.
Baseball.
Baseball?
Yeah, left me at a big field in Cambridge.
But then he parked around the corner
Watch
so
me
he
with
could watch you.
binoculars. Yeah.
To see how you handled yourself with the other kids?
Yeah.
Did you get any grief for being Jewish when you were growing up?
Not really.
And then did you say he had a fear of swimming, right?
Yeah, he had a fear of the water.
Was there some time
He
when
almost drowned.
he almost drowned?
When he was 12, he was playing with some friends on a raft, and they pushed him off, and they assumed that he could swim. And he kept going under, and finally they realized, and they pulled him out, but he almost drowned. So that gave him a horrible fear, and he never learned to swim. But whenever he'd come and visit me at camp, he'd put on a life preserver, and he'd get in the rowboat, let me row him around the lake. But you could see how uncomfortable this guy was around the water.
It's funny then that you became so incredibly good in the water and built a career around it.
It's just happenstance, isn't it?
That's what you said.
No.
And then, so he never went to college, or he went to a little college?
He went to Suffolk Law School for maybe a few months or half a year.
Why did that stop?
Probably the book cards came out. My father was not a person that was meant for school. He graduated late from high school. He was having trouble. Football, you know about the football coach?
No.
Telling him. He went to the football coach. You know, it's probably the adult at the school that he was most comfortable with. And he said, "Hey, coach, I'm not going to graduate. I'm going to flunk English." And he said, "Nate, here's what you do. You get a nice box of chocolates." Box of chocolates. You go up and you just want to say, "Thank you very much, and you've been such a wonderful teacher, and I know I wasn't the best student. I really appreciate all your efforts." And you give it to him. And he passed. That I thought was a good story.
Learned a lesson, I guess.
Yeah.